Good evening. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Colonoscopy in the Sky. I mean, Mothership. We are having some fun tonight. Welcome, friends. We are playing Mothership. Mothership, yeah, I almost grabbed the wrong thing. Mothership. Sci-fi horror RPG. And you can probably guess from what's on the screen that things have gotten very bad for our crew, who will now have introduced themselves. Maria, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you,
I'm
Carl?
fantastic as well. Would you like to tell us about your character and what they're doing right now?
Yes. So my character, I am playing different.
I mean,
Who is
we all
Angela?
are. No, wait, you mean.
No, um, their name is different. They use they them pronouns. I'm Maria, by the way. I use she they pronouns. And different is an android who is very uh not easily scared. However, can't really fight very well. Trained in things such as computers and linguistics. Very, very good things.
It's not just that you don't get scared very easily. It's that when you're around, other people get scared more easily.
I don't know why that would be.
Cats also don't like you, they react to your presence. So there's that. Taryn, how are you, buddy?
Good. I'm good. Doing real good. Ready to do some other shipping.
Excellent. Why don't you tell us about your character tonight?
Well, I'm a... Sorry, I'm Ned Estock. I'm a teamster, which is kind of just a hand guy. I tend to handle explosives and some chemistry stuff, but right now I'm really out of my element. Things are not looking good, and so we just got sucked through a meat wall.
You did get sucked through a meat wall. Well, Lily
Someone
got sucked
through
through a
me,
meat
yeah.
wall. You,
I said someone got sucked through a
yes,
meat wall.
you are looking at the people who you were looking at the meat wall where said friend was. Speaking of said friend, Jesse, hello.
Hello. I am the said friend who got sucked into the meat wall, floor, surface. Oh.
I think we refer to it as the the wall of the flesh corridor.
Yes. I'm Jessie. I use she/her pronouns. I'm playing Lily, also she/her pronouns. And you can find me at Who's the Moose on the interwebs.
And tell us a little bit more about Lily. What does she do? What is she good at? What's her shtick?
Her shtick, Lily, is a part dose of Team Teamster. She is more of the mech. What do you call it?
I don't know.
Brain, not working. It's not scavenging. Jury rigging.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she can fix things real good.
I like to fix things real good with the things that I find, and sometimes I travel headfirst into a moist and flesh-covered corridor.
Moist. And in fact, you forced your way at one point through a giant sphincter, as I recall.
I did do that. Yes. I really needed to loosen up, so I just helped it with that.
That I mean,
Said
you cut through the sphincter with a welding torch, as I recall. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Cauterized the wound behind it.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, you basically gave an entire Eldritch Horror and an asteroid a terrible hemorrhoid.
I did do that, but I also made friends along the way, and I think that's the most important.
Did you though? Because what friends did you make?
struck up a conversation with some people stuck in some walls.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Right.
Right.
I forgot about that.
I did that.
And in the room, so you had gone down sort of like a
I had
water
gone
slide
down. Yes,
into a pool of sort of water and other effluvia. And then when you stood up, what did you see on the walls there?
I saw some figures in the wall, on the wall, attached to the wall.
In the wall?
They were kind of fused. The wall was them, and they were the wall.
Yeah. And there is another sphincter in the floor.
There is, and I'm apparently close to the heart. I learned that much.
And there's additionally, there is a corridor that's near you that's just got all sorts of effluvia, but it goes kind of, you're a little bit disoriented, but it seems to go back somewhat in the direction of where you came.
Yes.
So, what are you going to do in here?
Well, there is another sphincter in front of me, and I do have a history of sphincters.
Whoo, are you sure that's what you want to do?
Yes.
Well.
Yes, it is. It is indeed what I want to do. How I choose to spend my time.
Okay. Well. All right. I don't think there's any role needed here. So, tell me how you make your way through. I'd like to hear a little bit of the fiction around this.
Well, I see the sphincter. I look down at my hand welder that I'm still holding, and I think to myself, well, it worked once. Gotta work again, right? Only way forward is through the sphincter or down that hallway, but like, where's the fun in that? So I'm going to boot it up and cut through. Just tickle it a little bit. Unclench it.
I think some people are clenched now. So as you apply it, you there's a shuddering, and all of you, by the way, far away, Different and Ned also feel the entire environment not just kind of shudder, like that shudder that you get when there's like something tickling the back of your neck and you're just like, ugh. That's what the whole thing does. That's what the whole environment around you does.
Good.
And Lily, you look down and you see a sliding flesh tunnel. We're going to pause there and go back over to Different and Ned, who managed to hold themselves together somewhat when they saw Lily get pulled down there. What are y'all doing? What's happening now?
Well, freaking out is for one thing.
Yeah, but you didn't. Importantly, as I recall, you did not actually panic.
No, yeah, not mechanically panicking, just Ned panicking.
Right. No, it's a legit difference, right? Is absolutely
Ned mechanically.
Ned canically panicky.
I love it.
Ned panically.
Yeah.
I think Different is just kind of staring at Ned and says, "What are you doing?"
I don't know. What are any of us doing? What are we doing here? Why are we here? What is this?
I believe this is what they call a flesh corridor.
No, we've covered that. I mean, like a metaphysical sense. Like, what have we gotten ourselves into? You're gonna say flesh corridor again, aren't you?
No. Yes.
Yeah. We should. We gotta find Lily.
Oh, she's most assuredly dead.
You don't have to say that. Don't you want trying to stay calm here.
I think a dose of realism will help you calm down significantly.
It's just gonna like turn and like look for an exit of some kind. Because we're just like
there are some exits here.
Mm-hmm.
There are, besides the way that you came, there's further, like, so you're in a chamber that basically has 4 entrances total. The one that you came in, and directly across from it, another orifice, just like the one that you cut through to come in here, is ahead of you. There is also a fleshy, throbbing corridor like the one that you came in from the science lab. But also, there's a kind of metallic, manufactured, what you would expect somewhat more normally, although it's again covered in all sorts of biological effluvia and bits of flesh on it, but is clearly something that, while perhaps unsanitary, much more like what you're used to seeing. So you've got an orifice ahead of you, a fleshy, throbbing corridor to one side, and this kind of this metallic corridor with a bunch of other stuff in it.
Right. It kind of reminds me of the prosthetics and stuff we found earlier with like mixes of the tech and the flesh.
Huh.
Right.
That's up to you.
Okay.
That reaction, though.
I'm saying you're drawing the
Enjoy
conclusion.
that.
So which way would you like to go?
Ned like looks at the doors and then like it's like eeny meeny miny mo.
Different. How do you react when you see him just counting like that?
I wait. I just look at him. And then I look to where Lily disappeared. And I look towards this strange undulating space.
I landed on the straight ahead.
All right. Would you like to lead the way?
No, but I will.
If it makes you uncomfortable, I can lead.
But then I'm behind.
Well, which option do you prefer?
Neither of them, but
Unfortunately, that is not an option, and I'm going to start walking.
All right. So this orifice, the sphincter is closed tight.
Ah.
I'm gonna. Well, I watched Lily do this, and Ned pulls out his own hand welder. It's like, I can do this.
Okay. Since you're not in any existing combat, it doesn't. I'm not going to like have you roll for the damage and stuff.
Yeah.
You're able to kind of apply you're like a welding torch. You said, right?
Yep.
To the orifice, and after a minute, yeah, you're able to kind of cut open a self-cauterizing wound. And that sort of corridor, that sort of fleshy corridor, continues on a little while, and you can see ahead of you another corridor, and there's something moving in it. What would you like to do? You're muted, Maria.
I was. I would like to very nonchalant and matter-of-factly pull out the gun that I have,
Yep.
which is an SMG for anyone who cares to know. And have it at the ready. What does this movement look like?
This
Or thing.
This thing that's moving through the haze of biological fluids. It's hard to make out detail from here, but it definitely has, broadly speaking, a humanoid shape. Just as an out-of-character note, and this is only because we are all new to the game, remember that combat, in general, is not like D&D, right? A, it's way more deadly, and B, you want to try to find ways to get the advantage without just running in and fighting. That said, what would you like to do?
Does it seem to have seen, spotted?
No. It seems like it is kind
standing?
of... No. It's like almost semi-random movements, like it's moving around like this. Again, you're some distance away, so it's hard to see much from here. You could potentially try to get closer. You could call out to it. Probably something else that I haven't thought of. Ned, what about you? You see this as well from kind of peering. I'm assuming you're like, I imagine in my mind, Ned kind of like crouching behind different than looking around.
Pretty much. Like, trying to be as, like, not behind different, but very much behind different as possible. Well, all fervent glances behind him as well. I think he pulls out his infrared goggles, because we've kind of, like... We've noted that this has heat.
Uh-huh.
He wants to see if the thing in front of us has, like, a similar heat signature as the...
It does
heat around
have
us.
the sort of... It does show up on your infrared goggles, much like most warm-blooded life forms would.
Okay. Well, it's warm.
I will raise my voice and I will say, "Are you injured and need any of the help?"
All right, Hickson.
It might be a person. Who knows?
You know, I think what's going to happen here is it's going to stop, kind of look up at you, and kind of start... How do I want to describe how it moves? It's more than shambling, but it's not. It's certainly a gait that is not exactly human. And as it gets closer, you have to look at the Twitch because I don't. Well, do I have it in Roll20? I can't remember if I put it in Roll20. I did not because I'm not a smart man. It looks sort of like humanoid in form, but with cybernetics coming out of its flesh.
Oh.
And it's moving towards you. What would you like to do?
Why'd you have to go and do that?
I would like to shoot it, please.
Okay. I would like you... So we haven't done this before. I'm using a slightly simplified combat mechanic. First of all, are you skilled in the weapon that you are using? I don't think you are.
I don't think I am.
So, and you have... No, you are not. So this is important, because what kind of weapon are you using?
It's an SMG.
It's an
It was one that I was just given.
That you were just given. Well, here's the thing. It's fully automatic. And you're not trained in firearms. So the way it works is, because of that, you don't have the discipline to be able to just fire off short bursts. So when you let off a... Yeah, it's exactly right. You let off the whole thing. So if you can make a combat check to see if and you hit it.
If and even I hit it?
Yeah, and you're gonna use up the whole clip.
Okay. Do.
Success.
9 out of 30.
You do hit it. So, with your SMG, how much damage does that do? That does 4d10 damage.
Oh.
Yeah. So, why don't you roll me a 4d10 damage?
Okay, I'm just gonna trust in. Oh, that's not
It's
right.
slash R, not dash R.
Yeah.
It's all good. 20.
20.
Would you like to describe to me how this thing is just utterly shredded by your fully automatic fire?
I think I bisect it using just bullets straight through the center.
Oh! So this is good. So you absolutely, it kind of falls in half, and you can see in the middle of it, in its torso, flesh and technology. There are servos, there are fiber optic cables kind of embedded within the flesh there. Yeah, it is totally juiced. We're going to pause here because something I forgot to do is that y'all got XP and leveling up after last time. So here's the way that works in this game. After your first session, just for surviving, you level up.
Yay!
That is literally how the game is designed. So, if you have your book, kind of to almost the very last page, like 35, you get 10 XP just for a session. And wouldn't you know it, you need 10 XP to level up. Also, in Roll20, I have a handy-dandy XP chart.
Nice.
So, let's see. The Teamsters each got an XP. The Teamsters got 2 and the Android got 2. Because I recall the Android interfaced with 2 computer terminals and y'all recovered a couple of supply caches. And I will tell you that you all also just got 1 XP. That doesn't really matter. Anyway, to level up, once you level up, you can pick a major improvement, which is either you improve one stat by 5 and another by 3 to a max of 85, or you can improve 2 of your saves by 4 each to a max of 85. And you can all do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about your minor improvement. This includes you, but of course, Lily.
Yes. What?
Yes, the leveling up part.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the experience points. How do I gain experience? Leveling up.
Yeah,
Section.
yeah. So you should be at you should all be at 13 XP now. I just put it on Lily's.
Thank you.
You'll get to level 2. You'll get to level 2. You're technically level 1. It doesn't matter. You'll be at your next level after this session for sure. Assuming you survive.
We're total of 13
Correct.
XP.
Correct.
We're total 13.
That's
we're
the main
level
thing. You're technically level 1. You were at level
1.
0.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were at level 0. Got it. Thank you.
Cool.
I wasn't sure if I checked that or not.
So
Cool.
you can so you improve either one stat by 5 and another by 3, or 2 saves by 4 each.
I improved my intellect by 5 and my strength by 3. So now my
Excellent.
intellect is 45 and my strength is 40. No, my speed. I lied. My speed is 51 and my intellect is 45.
Cool.
I'm fast and smart.
Ned, what are you doing?
Speed up by 5, combat up by 3.
All right.
Nice.
So up to
And
50 and 36.
and Lily?
I want to up my. Can I? Are you doing it?
I'm
I
not.
want to up my.
No, you do that. Yeah.
Well, I can't up. I can't edit.
What?
If you're editing your stats, you have to go to the right where it says base.
Got it.
And
Thank
edit
you.
that.
Okay. I'm upping my speed and intellect as well.
Okay.
No, speed and strength. I'm strong.
Strong.
You strong.
Strong.
Then you you can either gain 1 resolve to a maximum of 5. None of you have a phobia or addiction, or you can heal all your stress.
Whew. Oh boy, I would like to.
Like, I'm gonna gain a resolve. I want to be stressed out.
I will also gain resolve because I don't have stress really.
Lily's got a little bit.
I got 8 stress. I think I'm gonna relieve. I think I'm gonna relieve that stress.
You indulging your vice?
You know
Here's
what?
long gulp of gin and tonic. I'm indulging my vice.
Where she is, I hope she's not. By the way,
I did
stress
taste delicious when it
relief
came to-
is a mechanic in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It includes a number of things, but you need to actually rest for at least 6 hours to be able to do that. You're probably not doing that where you are, so that's right now. Leveling up is the way to relieve your stress. So that's good if that's what you're going to do there, Lily. All right, and then you gain 2 skill points. Remembering that trained skill points cost 1, expert skills cost 2, master skills cost 3, and of course you can carry over points. And while you can't see it in the Roll20, in the PDF or the book, you can see the flowchart of requirements. I should have done this before the game, and I'm very sorry that I forgot this until I was like, oh, you get XP for killing that thing. And I was like, wait, they should already have a lot of XP.
I am going to take, I think, engineering. Planet asteroid.
You could take engineering, or you could take any expert skill or 2 trained skills.
No, I would need geology. This.
And you only need 1 prerequisite for the thing. You don't have to have all.
Hey, does any of us have first aid? Okay.
So, for example, Lily, you could learn engineering because you have heavy machinery.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with engineering.
I'm picking up hacking.
That's probably.
I'm grabbing pathology, which is the next step past first aid.
Hey.
Pathology. What?
I have no idea what it does, but I'm grabbing it because
somebody should.
Feels
So,
important.
pathology, study of the cause and effect of disease.
I think that's very pertinent to
Yeah.
right now.
To right now.
To right now. But also
right.
engineering, because
Yep.
mechanical parts.
Yes. So, with all this in mind, coming back to our characters, different. You just cut down some sort of a cybernetic husk.
I sure did.
What do you do now?
I will turn to. I will look at this gun that is now empty, and I will just toss it on the ground.
Oh,
Um,
you don't have any extra clips?
no, I don't think I do.
Oh,
Nope. I sure don't.
I'm sorry, that's just the image of this, just like different, just like annihilating this thing and just being like, oh, one use only.
empty.
Awesome.
Oh well. Yeah, and I'll just toss it on the ground, and I'll look over at Ned and say, "See, there's nothing to worry about."
But thought, what if there's more?
I have grenades.
I should have stayed on this ship. All right, let's go look at it.
well,
If you would like.
We should. We're
We got.
here.
I go.
yeah. So it is definitely, as I mentioned, sort of a cybernetic husk. It's only the one here in this chamber, and it seemed as it was shambling toward you. It seemed just kind of confused. That was why it was kind of just like walking around, like it was lost.
Now it's dead. So
Now it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I changed my mind on my skill. By the way, I'm doing something else.
Lily. somewhere off in the distance, as you're looking down into the sphincter, you heard the muffled sound of a submachine gun.
Can I tell whether it came down like?
It was
The
not
hall.
from. It was not from down.
It was not from down, but was it
Correct.
from like the other hallway?
It was way off in the distance, but yeah, kind of back behind you like that.
Hey Ned, different.
They cannot. You can't hear them, and they cannot hear you.
Perfect.
A gunshot is one thing.
I would. So the sphincter is open now on the floor.
Yeah.
I want to poke my head in.
So you kind of rotate. Again, we're in microgravity, so you kind of rotate a little bit. And you look down, and it is much like the prosthetics that I described before. This corridor has wire tendrils all in the walls, like conduits of cables merged into the flesh corridor.
That's real nice. Do the conduits of cables look like, are there lights that are flashing? Do they look like they're heading in a particular direction? Or
No, they're all kind of parallel with they're going in the direction of the corridor. They're like running down it, not like circular or anything like that.
I think then using my hand torch, I would carve like an arrow pointing at the sphincter on the floor.
Okay.
Flesh.
Yes.
To be like, I went down here.
Okay. Lily's survival instincts are
Whack.
second to none. Yeah, so you can kind of... here's the thing. How are you making your way down this corridor?
I think I would. It's still limited gravity, right? So it's
Yeah.
we're not like floating.
Not exact. It's think of it like being on the moon.
Yeah. So I just kind of touch down very gingerly, and I want to touch as little of this flesh tech corridor as possible. So like
It's good because you
my hands in.
the very first time you do, some of those tendrils, some of those cables start to move and try to merge into your flesh, and you're able to pull away before they get there.
Good, yes.
But that's a check we'll be repeating.
Okay, good, great.
Because
Awesome.
you can tell they're all sort of like undulating a little bit in the walls.
I will continue to have my handy dandy hand welder at the ready.
Okay.
And I'm just going to keep like muttering under my breath, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up.
You continue down, and yes, as you get down towards a bend in the cybernetic fused flesh corridor, one of the flesh-seeking tendrils is able to kind of pierce into your skin, and you can cut it off with your welding torch before like it stays there much. But I need you to make a check for me. I would like you first to make a body save. Success.
Oh my gosh, I can't even see it. It's amazing.
Yeah, you succeeded. You rolled a 25 and you needed a 30, so you rolled under. Yeah, this is good. So you pull it out, you cut it off, you kind of cauterize a little bit, and while it hurts, you avoid getting infected.
Yeah, I take that. Thanks.
There's no actual damage here. but infection's not great, so that's good. You eventually reach another orifice, another closed sphincter. What would you like to do?
This is the first. There's been like no branches.
Yeah, it kind of just undulates
It's just-
along, and finally you find yourself at this.
Are the wires kind of? Is it like?
Oh yeah, they go into it.
Yeah, like so wires, and it's then the main closure of the sphincter down. So I'm just going to keep. Well, I'm in too far. I'm in too deep. I'm gonna keep going.
Up yours, asteroid.
Suck it up.
You cut your way through. You open. What you see ahead of you is this large room with hundreds of terminal monitors, but they are merged into this organic bulkhead here. And each of them is displaying one giant unblinking eye. Hundreds of them staring at you. Lily, could you make a sanity save for me?
I'd love to. I'd love to make it.
You did. Look at you. You're on fire. All
I'm
of y'all
on
are on
fire
fire tonight.
tonight.
Yes. Tell us
To make up from last
You
week.
haven't asked me
2 weeks
roll.
ago.
what is it that you what inner reservoir of strength is it that you're drawing upon to not crumble before this horrifying scene?
You say they're on monitors.
Uh-huh.
I think the inner reservoir of strength is these are machines, and I know machines. And yes, there's an eye looking at me, but it's just a monitor, and it could just be a picture.
Okay.
No, you're totally right. Totally right. Just a picture.
just a weird desktop background.
Yeah.
So it's a screensaver,
Just
really.
waiting for the eye to hit the
Screensaver.
corner and like.
I just need to jiggle the mouse, and everything will be fine.
By the way, and in addition to the monitors, you do see a couple of places where there's an actual console that you could work on. If only Different were here. Speaking of which, Different and Ned, back in this chamber where you are,
Please come to me.
there are two throbbing flesh corridors to either side. What would you like to do?
Do they look the same? Give or take?
One goes ahead straight and the other curves back around, kind of in the general direction that you were originally going.
I would like to sniff in the direction of both of them.
First of all, they smell rank.
Yeah, but which one's less rank? Or more ranked? Which one do we want, more or less rank? Different.
I will tell you that the one that curves around back in the... So, like, if you're looking here and it's over to the side, you can see that it curves back around like that, sort of. That one smells worse. I don't know if that's better or worse, either way.
Which different? I mean, do we want worse smells or better smells? I mean, not that it matters to you, but we're probably gonna find Lily at the worst smells, aren't we?
That sounds... We'll probably find her somewhere where it smells terrible, because I'm sure there will be a lot of decomposing bodies there.
Just like goes to sit down and just like walks down the corridor. That turns.
I'll start following you and say, it would be best for your mental health if you just accept this fact now, and then when we find her dead and cold corpse, you will be more prepared for it.
I think I'll just wait.
Suit yourself.
I'd like to cope later if that's all right with you. Different.
It is your own mental health that you are taking full care of.
Okay.
We go through the stinky hallway.
So you go through the stinky
smelly
hole,
one.
and that leads to, surprise, surprise, another closed orifice. Am I guessing you're cutting your way through this one as well?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Sphincter surgeon at the ready.
Zip. It opens up into another large chamber. This one is completely empty. The hallway continues on or goes to your right. Same fleshy, throbbing, not the manufactured, semi-sanitary corridors.
Oh, I do want to mention I did take hacking back as my skill, and I instead picked up 2 trained skills in biology and chemistry.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
I will look around and I'll say, this does in fact feel like a maze.
You're actually making progress.
Well, this is good. Different.
I just want to encourage you out of character. But it does feel like a maze. I mean, yeah.
These strange corridors, they feel like they're coming from nowhere.
You said I need to worry about my own mental health. Do you got any ideas? Where should we go next?
Well, and I'll look around. There's only one other corridor, right?
There's 2. There's you could continue on in the direction that you're going, or you could go off to the right where you see down some distance another chamber.
Perhaps right.
I didn't. Okay.
We have a 50-50 chance of getting anywhere in this hellscape.
Well, I think we have a 100% chance of getting somewhere. It just depends on if we get where we want to go, right?
And where would that be, Ned?
Out! I'd like to get out.
Different kind of turns back towards where they came. There's a very easy way to get out.
Yeah, but we also got to get Lily. And don't you dare. Just starts walking to the right again.
Different nods and then continues after him.
All right. As you enter this empty chamber, you see... well, let's see what you see.
Oh. Oh no.
The walls are pulsating and throbbing. And oddly enough, the only thing you see in here are do you remember when you were in that sort of warehouse area, that depot area, and I mentioned that you found these special sealed containers and you opened them up and you had fruit that was definitely not durian fruit?
Yes.
Definitely not durian. Yep.
Definitely not durians.
You see 3 of those fruits growing in the walls.
Oh.
Like they're almost ripe and ready to be extracted from the environment in which they are embedded.
I will look at them. I will look at Ned and say, I do not think those are fruit.
They're fruit sacks, really.
Why is colonoscopy totally fine for me, but fruit sack?
I'm fine with fruit sacks.
But fruit sacks.
Fruit sacks I could leave at the door. Those are not delicious. All right.
Fleshy fruit sacks, everyone.
Fleshy fruit sacks
Now it's
growing
my turn
in
to
sort
not
of
be comfortable.
a matrix of cybernetic fused flesh. Yes, as Emma says, they're looking like a snack.
Nope. Put it back.
Put it back. No, we're not gonna touch that. Nope.
Walk away. Walk away.
Nope.
Nobody ate those, right?
I don't believe so. I think while she was alive, Lily considered it.
Still alive. Damn it. Not dead
You say
until
so.
proven dead. I do say so. I've been saying so. Damn it. And this is all we see in here right now.
Yep.
It's just fruit sacks all the way down.
There's only a few of them.
Yep.
How many
Oh,
more
there's
do you
nothing else.
Fruit
want?
sack as a treat.
As a treat. So this is just like an orchard.
There's only a few of them.
Right. Are there any other visible exits from this room, such as like a hallway, or if I were to say poke around the fruity flesh sacks?
Well, first of all, as you kind of poke
hidden.
around them, they almost want to extrude themselves out for you to harvest.
I resist any urges that do come to mind.
Okay, so, right, not extracting the fruit sacks.
As much as is physically possible.
Yes, they react to touch. That's right. The
I
entrance.
just want to be held.
I just want to be helped.
Aren't you gonna snuggle?
Nope.
Snuggle the fruit sacks.
Nope.
Actually, after looking around for a while, you find one smaller orifice that you could probably, not a sphincter, it's just kind of smaller, that you could squeeze through that does lead off into another corridor. Or obviously go back to the previous.
Okay. I say. What did I say? I don't say anything. I point towards it. And say, perhaps this will lead to a destination that is more pleasant.
So you talking about the small hole in the wall, or back the way that you came?
A small hole in the wall. If you like, I can explore it first.
Yes, Ned. Wait here by yourself.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
I'm sure that these are in fact
Really
fruit, not
split
in
the-
fact egg sacs at all.
I think that Ned just like takes this crowbar and just like it's like I gotta find out and just like smacks one open.
Oh,
And what does it look like inside? Give me a second, I gotta turn something off. I forgot that I still had timers going from the game the other night. Okay, turned those off. These fruit sacks. Yeah, so they have sort of a. They're not hollow's not the right word, right? But they have this hard outer shell, and when you smack into it, it's like those Ferrero Rocher things, right? It's almost like sort of like an egg, and you open it up, and it's kind of like got a gooey inside that has sort of an intoxicating smell, actually.
Right, I remember you mentioning the smell last time.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like durian.
Yeah.
which we're all glad for.
Yes.
Jesse.
We didn't establish what it did smell like, but at least
I don't like durian.
I know, so why did you keep saying, oh God, is it that, like, you know.
Because everything that led up to this description smells like durian, and I am well acquainted with the smell of durian. Fresh durian, off the fucking tree durian.
I mean, indirectly, many people are familiar with a smell that is like that smell, but not actually that smell.
But this is
Anyway,
not durian.
This
This
is
is
not.
not
This has,
in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, it kind of has a similar form, but not the smell.
Right. Thank you.
So,
Okay, I have a theory. I don't like this theory, but I have a theory. Do you think they like ate this and became that? And he like points back the direction they came. Like this keeps them sustained down here.
Possible. It's also possible that whatever this is was growing here, and then the crew who happened to be manning this station found them and ate them, and then became gestures to the flesh everywhere. Part of the ship.
Great question, Matthew W. Foreman. Great question. I've been asking it the entire night.
I don't think. Okay, to be fair, Taryn, you know exactly why there's a.
I do
Think
know
that-
why, but
I
I'm
know-
still asking the question.
Yeah, you've been cutting through them, and right now there's an orifice that's doesn't actually have the muscle walls of a sphincter. It's just a small
more like
orifice
an
in the flesh
esophagus.
corridor that you could force your way down into, or you could go back and go down the corridor that you didn't explore before. There was an unexplored corridor.
Yeah. Different. Do you want to go through the tiny hole?
Y'all, this is
I-
not intended to be nearly this sexual.
But that's where we're at.
That is
tonight.
where we are at tonight. While y'all are thinking about that, let's cut back to Lily. While y'all are just figuring out what you're going to do. Lily, in this room, the ones with hundreds of terminal monitors, each of them with a hideous, unblinking eye that you have managed to retain your sanity in front of, there is three things that catch your eye. One is another orifice. One is a control console, and one is one of those dark terminal monitors, or one of those terminal monitors is dark, is not showing an eye, like it's not showing anything.
Is that dark terminal monitor close to the control console?
The dark monitor is in a corner, in a back corner, and that console is on the back wall, but not in the corner.
Okay. Well, I know jury rigging. Maybe I jury rig. I don't know. I'm going to approach the control console then, or yeah.
It has a password
are the eyes-
prompt on it.
Great. That is in character. I just like jiggle it.
You jiggle it, and the screen comes on, and it's like, enter password.
Fuck. I think I'm going to do like a cursory glance, like look for a post-it note. Maybe they're terrible.
Oh, that's a really good thought. That is a really good thought.
I have those sometimes.
You have them a lot. All of you do. All of you do. You know what? I'm gonna do a thing here. This is not a fortune roll.
Are you sure? It seems like
Yeah.
fortune roll.
There's no sticky note.
Kyle did me dirty there.
I hadn't thought about it. I was like, I know another place to get the password, but I was like, well, maybe.
Then I would go over to... I can't hack. I would go over to the... First of all, are the eyes following me as I'm walking around
Yes,
this room?
absolutely they are. No question
Very
about
advanced
it.
screensaver.
I'm going to go to this dead monitor. Because, man, this screensaver is weird. It's not on this one. I should turn that one on so it matches the rest of...
You hit the power, and there is a power switch on it. When you hit it, it doesn't come on.
I would check...
It's pretty big, too. It's like, they're all fairly large monitors.
Would you consider this heavy machinery?
No, it's just a computer screen. It's like a...
I don't care. I'm going under it and just like seeing if it's unplugged.
Not only is it... Here's the thing. It looks like it's kind of built into the wall. Because, as you will recall, they are merged with the organic bulkhead here. And let me give you a little bit more description here, because remember, our whole aesthetic is this sort of cassette futurism. So these are old style CRTs, right? Much like the screens that you see on our beautiful overlay done by one happy Maria Capster. They look a lot like that, actually.
Well, I think I would try to rip this thing out of the wall.
It's not. There's no pressure here. You can do that. You do that,
There's
and
no pressure here.
well, I mean, there's no time pressure. Like, there's oxygen. There's nothing trying to. There's no. You're not in combat. Yeah. Here's the thing. When you kind of wrestle with it for a few minutes and yank it out of the wall, first of all, it bleeds a little bit. And second of all, there's like a small hidden passage there leading off into another chamber.
I'm going to go down that.
Ooh. It smells different in this direction, because as you step through...
It smells like different?
No, it smells different, not smells like different.
Yeah, it smells different.
And as you step through, you find black granite floors. And in the distance, you can hear a faint wheezing sound. Let's cut back to Ned and Different now.
Arguing about the tiny hole.
Yeah, are y'all going through this tiny hole, or are you going to go back to the unexplored one? You have two passages you can go down. This tiny one, or the one that was in the direction you were going previously. Up to you.
I foresee if we keep heading in the same trajectory, we're going to get nowhere.
Again, I would like to argue that we're going to get somewhere. It just might not be where we want to go, but like...
And then it would be a waste of time.
True, but we don't even know where we're going.
This is fair. So there is no wrong answers.
Right. These two are the worst and I love them. You should not be left in a room together.
I'm going to make an executive decision. And I'm just going to get and go and crawl.
Okay. You squeeze through, kind of wiggle your way through, and after a little while it opens up into a larger flesh corridor like the ones that you have previously found.
Yeah, I'll follow Different. Not happy about it, but I'm following Different.
And you make your way into a room where I would like you to... I want to make sure I'm doing this the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You see more than half a dozen of those cybernetic husks. And I would like you both to make a fear save for surprise. To see if you're so surprised you're unable to act for a round. So please. Ned is
Are they...
It's a real bad failure.
Yeah, you gain a stress.
This is a... What kind of roll?
Fear save.
Oh, well... Oops!
Oh,
Wow.
you both fail and gain a stress.
How? My fear is at 85.
When you roll a 96,
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is the equivalent of rolling a natural 1.
Pretty much. We both rolled awful.
The odds were in my favor, even.
Yes.
I've taken all the good rolls tonight. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Apparently so. How many? You said there's like half a dozen. Are they all like upright, like the other
More
one
than half
was?
a dozen.
More
Yes,
than half a
yeah,
dozen.
they're all moving, and in fact, they are moving towards you. They see you coming through this corridor, and they swarm upon you. And Maria, as they are just mindlessly clawing at you with their elongated cybernetic almost talons, and they shred you for 35 damage.
Oh.
Okay. And that comes out of
Your
my
health.
There it is. Okay. Cool.
You were at 82, so
Yes.
that's not so bad.
So,
That's
Cool. 47.
Yep. At this point, I need you both to make a speed check.
Okay.
Okay.
And-
And that's to see if you go before or after them on the second round.
Oh God.
Wow.
Ned will be going after them. Different will be going before them. So Different, you get 2 actions. You could attack, you could move half your speed, you could open a door, you could throw something, use an item, etc. Draw a holstered weapon.
So are we out of the corridor, or is this like
No, you're in the chamber.
we're in the chamber?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Seem to have lost your video, but we still hear you.
It's a
Oh.
very. Yep. No, there you're back.
There, yeah, you're
Hello.
good now. It was like your feed was surprised and failed its fear check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know what Different wants to do, but also Different does value a crew member's life. So, okay.
You don't have to lie on stream like that. We know.
Okay. Is there a way? Can I see with like a quick glance if there is an easily accessible way out of here?
On the other side of them, yes.
On the other side of them. And how many, roughly, did you say there were?
About 8.
Okay. It's not great.
I will tell you, just out of character, that they attack as a swarm.
Okay.
So, oh, I'm sorry. I should have had you make an armor save for half.
And I don't have a whole lot of that. Nope.
Okay, so you take a stress.
That's fine. Okay.
At least.
I think I'm just going to move through them because it'll be fine. And
You're going to move through them?
I'm gonna try to.
Can you give me... Let's see. Let's see your... I would like you to make a speed check at disadvantage.
I apologize. I have standard battle dress, which gives me a 10% to armor saves.
Which wouldn't have helped there.
Which wouldn't have helped. Cool. New man.
You rolled a 40 and you had a... You would have needed a 35 with that.
Yeah. Okay. You wanted me to make what kind of a check?
I think you're going to make a speed check at disadvantage to try to move through them.
Okay. Yeah.
2 successes, so yeah. Yeah, you kind of slip past them to the other side, and you see a flesh corridor ahead of you, and another one of those mostly metal corridors off to your right, and then curves around.
That's the one that I'm going to head towards, and I'm going to wait and prepare to lob a grenade once Ned is out of the way.
The husks mindlessly claw at Ned.
Yeah,
but
I figured as much.
But they are unable to act. You duck and weave and don't take any damage. What would you like to do on your turn?
I'm going to. We have that extra oxygen tank.
You
and
sure
do.
I
do. I'm going to take it and use it to basically I'm trying to think of a movie scene where they have basically use it to push them back while also making them hold it.
If they
shoving a shoving rod.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of using it almost like a shield to kind of push through them, right?
Yes.
And hoping that they're going to grab hold of it.
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen if they don't, because this is fairly low gravity.
I'm going to drop it or something.
Okay.
But I'm trying to use that to get out of the way and then move through.
This is good. Can you give me a combat check, please?
I can. I will try.
I can at least roll it.
Hey!
Hey!
Look at that!
Look at good sweet Ned.
Look at us go.
Wow, Ned. I was like, he's not going to make that. But you did. And, why don't you give me a 1d10 damage? Just for improvised. I don't know what it should be, but that seems reasonable. 5. Yeah. What happens is, as you're pushing it forward, you just full-on clock one of them in the face, and it caves in its face, and it collapses, spinning off in the gravity, and you're able to kind of use that to kind of, then throw it at the others and push through. And you're over with different. I would like you both to make speed checks again.
Okay.
So first of all, Ned. So different fails, but Ned fails critically.
Great.
He's
Oh,
very
no.
really good.
I would. So first of all, you should
Yep.
definitely add a stress, I think, here.
Yep.
And actually, I need you to make a panic check right there on your character sheet.
Okay. Success.
It hasn't come up for
Hasn't
me.
popped up.
Oh, it popped up for me.
Did not pop
There it
up.
goes.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Success, relieve 1 stress. You are moving very slowly, but that's okay because you got different at your back.
yeah.
So they continue to I'm going to see which of you they claw at. They claw at different. And yes, there's only 7 of them now.
Hmm? Only 7.
So
Only 7.
They only outnumber us 3-1.
they're going to do 37 damage, but you can do a body save or armor save for half.
I would like to do a body save, please.
Okay. Success! So you're
An
only going to
exact
take
success.
18 damage. You know what? Exact success counts.
Oh,
So you're only going to take
yeah.
18 damage here.
Okay. Cool. Uh-huh.
Now, they are kind of around you, but it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. My plan is not...
Definitely, Ned is going to... Ned is going to go after you, definitely, because this is, the second turn,
Right.
before they get to go.
Ned is going to go before they go?
Yeah, because they already went, basically.
Okay.
So before we get to the next turn.
Okay. What I would like to do is I would like to these are just regular fragments. I want to blow them all up. But
So
I don't know.
here's what I think we can do. You said you have a grenade.
I have frag grenades. So I
I
also
did
don't
leave
want to
a-
be close.
I left an explosive.
And did leave an explosive
pressure device.
canister pressure to device.
So a grenade, I think, doesn't have to go off immediately.
Okay. Cool. Then I want to essentially prime the grenade and look to Ned and say, I would run very fast if I were you. And I want to push it in, not inside, but into into the chest of one of these, just
All right.
kind of push it and push them, kind of just shove them as much as I can
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the middle of all of these, and then just turn and run.
I got it. Why don't you give me a combat check?
It's exactly 30.
Again, you have exact on your body save and exact on your combat check.
Things are looking on point.
It's a razor's edge here.
Yeah. No, definitely. You kind of, and it's trying to fend you off, and as it's doing that, you're able to force the grenade into its hand, and then you can take off running.
Mm-hmm.
Ned, what would you like to do?
I would like to just run.
Okay,
Just run a lot.
excellent.
As much running as possible.
You are both running back down the. You said the semi-metal, semi-artificial.
Yeah,
corridor,
the one
right?
that's slightly less fleshy.
Okay. You're taking off. Can you both make a speed check to see how we're doing here?
Well, we'll see how we do with this.
Oh no, my luck has failed me.
Wow, we
Here's
really
the
are
thing.
just not fast.
You've gotten a little ways down the corridor when the grenade goes off. Now, that is going to do... Actually, can you do me the favor, different, of rolling me a D100?
How does a 97 sound?
What
I
is that
don't.
face?
I don't know how to interpret this face.
That's how much damage you did to them.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage to these flesh husks, these cybernetic
Yes.
flesh husks. Yeah. Tell me what it looks like behind you as you are. I mean, you are running from an explosion. There's
Fucking
no.
blazing inferno is what it looks like.
Well, because there's that canister.
And also,
which
it's
is
like melting flesh. Smells real bad now. Like,
Yeah.
even worse than the durian, not durian fruit.
And you hear
Or does it smell delicious?
this.
This is a delicious colonoscopy.
No, this seems more like explosive diarrhea.
Correct.
You're
You
not-
are.
You know,
Yeah.
you're
You are
flaming hot
correct.
Cheetos
You
in
know
there.
what?
There you go.
By the
right.
way, y'all can take 8 XP.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it, right. I'm just gonna say yes because
Sure.
I am not included in this, correct?
I think that you should.
Okay.
I just.
Residual.
But here's the thing. This is a very short mini campaign. Let's just. I don't want to think too much about who got which XP.
Yeah.
Very valid.
At least for stuff like that, that's a group stuff. You have for stuff that is specific to your class, it's different. Like as you'll see, androids get for basically we've got androids and teamsters in here. So androids get extra XP for interfacing with computer terminals, and teamsters get extra XP for recovering supply caches. Yeah. Back to Lily. Lily, you are
Hello.
no longer in a flesh corridor, but there's this black granite floor. And unlike the previous spaces in which you found yourself, it's like you're inside a large cylinder. A tower, if you will. Fused into the wall is not exactly a not exactly a cybernetic husk. Something like the people that you saw earlier when you came out of your slide. But he's even more fused. He's got all sorts of tubing and tendrils and cables going into and out of what little is recognizable as a humanoid body. For those of you who are in Roll20, the campaign graphic from when you see your My Games page, that's him. In addition, in front of him is a black box that is about 4 feet long and maybe 1 to 2 feet wide and about a foot tall. And he's wheezing, and a camera lens on his face opens up. And from a speaker box on his torso, why?
Are you asking me why I'm here? Why are you still alive? Why is this ship the way it is?
Why?
I want to use my med scanner that I got from last session.
Ooh. Yes. Very good. Remind me what this med scanner does. It's in the equipment list. That's all I remember.
It's
Here we go. Allows the user to scan a living or dead body and analyze it for disease or abnormalities without having to do a biopsy or autopsy. So, what would
There
you
we
like
go.
to scan?
I would like to scan this person, this being, this humanoid tech creature, and see maybe like the percentage of human to alien, but also like.
Oh, there's no alien.
Okay,
But to what you're probably trying to find out, right?
Alien as an alien to a body.
Right. He is almost entirely technology with just enough original organic, I guess, to be still able to register as a human life form. Name.
Lily Meg. Teamster.
Caliban. Doctor.
Did you say Caliban?
Caliban.
Can you spell that?
Catamaran.
I'm not picking up the first consonant.
Like
Thank you.
Caliban.
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 Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
And somebody here or in chat is going to suddenly start putting together some references, I think. Without Googling, because that's cheating. I saw what Taryn was going to do. I'm teasing.
Nope, I was
I'm teasing,
not.
brother. I'm teasing.
Where are you though?
You can hear skittering off in the distance.
What happened here? I'm asking Caliban.
I love that noise. This is great.
No.
He looks down, his head inclined slightly at that black box in front of him, and he says, Ariel.
Ariel?
Anybody else
I'm
hear
gonna.
that cat? Sorry. Anybody else hear that meow or something?
I hear more of a squeaking sound.
I heard like a meow.
Maybe.
That might. I don't have a cat though, so it's not IRL. Anyway.
I don't have one either, but I don't think Gnocchi is around.
Gnocchi is sleeping in a basket in the void that is behind me.
All right, all right. So, Lily, what do you say when he says, or what do you... Yeah, there it is. I heard that. When he's...
I turned the volume of the music in Roll20 all the way down as long as the skittering is on. Because that goes right down my spine. I do not like.
All right,
Skittering
that's
down your
fair.
spine.
So, I would start walking towards the box.
It's right in front of you. Because it's right in front of him.
And I'm going to put my hand on top of it. Because Lily has no fear. Look at him. And then start to slowly open it.
So first of all, when you put your hand on it, you feel a slight thrumming. Like the kind of vibration you get when you touch like a piece of machinery or a computer or whatever. But the case can be opened. And as you open it up, you see in it the form of a child with IVs and other connections into her, like medical. Like to be clear, this looks different than the sorts of things going into him. This doesn't have the same look to it. It looks much more like what you would recognize as a person in treatment.
Is she relatively like untouched other than the medical treatment? Like she is.
Yeah. She's not deformed.
pure.
She's not changed. She's asleep. And he says, sick.
Sink?
Sick.
Sick. Wow, my hearing is not okay tonight.
She doesn't seem to be in any discomfort. She's not moving. She's clearly breathing.
I'm gonna close the lid back. So you're trying to protect her.
Preserve.
Trying to preserve what?
The skittering sounds are getting louder.
How heavy is this box?
The box itself is sort of installed into the floor.
I want to open it back up. How integrated, like how are her med equipped? I'm nope. I am going to quickly check my bioscanner, retcon all of what I just said. I'm gonna check my bioscanner and see if anything's getting closer to me, and I'll be back.
Okay. Take a quick break. All right, let's take a quick break.
Yep.
All right. We'll do that, and then we'll be back in 5-10 minutes and deal with Caliban and Ariel.